Sea clowns. If you've ever seen a puffin, you're not likely to forget the experience. Even if you haven't, you probably know what these appealing birds look like. Their appearance is unmistakable. With their plump bodies, black and white feathers, and a huge colorful beak, they are also recognized by their upright stand and determined walk. With their unusual characteristics, these sturdy little birds have captured many people's imaginations. Meet the puffins. Puffins are seabirds, members of the group of the birds that spend most of their lives on the open ocean. As skillful swimmers, they're perfectly designed to inhabit the ocean. They zoom through the water using their wings as flippers and their feet to steer. They can dive 100 feet, 30 meters or more, and stay underwater about a half a minute. You might think that puffins' expert swimming abilities would take away from their flying skills. That's a common myth about these birds, but they're actually quite capable in flight. They also walk with ease over rocks and other surfaces. From mid-spring through summer, puffins live in the nesting colonies on islands and coastal cliffs in North Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. They have large colorful beaks, areas of bright white feathers, and extra feather decorations to attract mates. In addition, their wet feet become bright orange and the rest of the year. While these birds are far out at sea, they look much plainer and wear mostly black, white, and gray versions of their breeding season costumes. The four types of puffins each have feathers that help people tell them apart. Atlantic puffins live both sides of the North Atlantic Oceans, with more than half living along the coast of Iceland during the breeding season. Atlantic puffins are the smallest of the puffins and the least fancy. Even when they are dressed up, their beak is bright orange and the tip is blue-gray. Septum trimmed in yellow, they have orange feet and white face, chest, and belly. Adult male and female puffins look alike, though the males may be a bit larger. Young puffins look similar to non-breeding adults. Horned puffins live in the North Pacific Ocean, mainly south of the Atlantic Circle. During the breeding season, they look roughly similar to Atlantic puffins, with their white face and eyelashes above each eye gives them away. These eyelashes make horned puffins look as though they're wearing makeup. They also have a black line behind each ear to the back of their head. Another clue is the large yellow area at the base of the beak. Atlantic puffins instead have blue-gray on their beaks. Turf puffins live in more places than other types of puffins. They're found on both sides of the North Pacific Ocean, as far as north as Alaska and as far as south as Japan and Central California. Unlike Atlantic horned puffins, tuft puffins have a black chest and belly. In winter they are black and red with a large red-orange beaks, but they look quite different during the breeding season. They have a white mask and a olive yellow beak section, and long tufts of golden feather around their eye. Orange feet and eye rings complete their summer look. Rhinoceros auklets are less well known than other puffins. They look very different, which is why they are sometimes considered close cousins. instead of actual puffins. Brownose live along the Pacific coast of North America and along the coast of Asia near Japan. During the breeding season, their thin yellow-orange bill has a short horn at the base. Rhino feathers are mainly brown, dark and black, and lighter on the chest and bellies. These birds have two narrow stripes on white feathers on each side of their head. Puffin habits. Puffins usually return from the sea in late March or early April. During the breeding season, they often live in colonies as large as several thousand birds. They usually stay with the same mate and return to the same nesting sites yearly. Once they return, each pair prepares a burrow, where the female lays a single egg. Tuft and European Atlantic puffins, along with rhinoceros auklets, usually dig burrows in soft soil. Horned and North American Atlantic puffins instead often nest in openings between rocks and coastal cliffs. Parents take turns keeping the egg warm. Both parents feed the chick for 1 to 2 months until they can fly. Some sources report the puffin parents stop caring for their chicks at some point. In truth, the chicks leave on their own when they are ready. Puffins become adults around the age of 5 and can live for 20 years or more. All types of puffins mainly eat small fish. In winter, when fewer fish are available, puffins may also eat squid, shrimps, crabs, and other small creatures. Although puffins eat while they are underwater, they also collect fish on their back to take back to their chicks. Puffins carry 15 or more chicks in their beak at a time. Their rough tongue and spines on the roof of their mouth help them hold the fish. Protecting puffins. Humans have hunted puffins for hundreds of years for their meat, eggs, and feathers. In some places, these seabirds are still hunted. People also catch too many puffins for the particular types of fish and puffins eat. The fish get caught far faster than they can reproduce. Warmer sea temperatures due to the climate change are also resulting in fewer fish for puffins. Some types of fish that are now plentiful are too big for chicks to eat, and others are less nutritious. Puffins also get caught in fishing nets and are harmed by pollution. Humans have disturbed many on their nesting areas. Another serious threat are other predators, including gulls, eagles, rats, and foxes. In places where puffins live, people are working to solve so these amazing seabirds can continue to live. They are unique members of Earth's natural community. They are also important signs of the health of our oceans. When the oceans are healthy, puffins are healthy. Meet a puffin expert. Wildlife scientist, puffin expert, Dr. Stephen Kress first became interested in nature in 4th grade. He saw the spreading suburbs near his home are wiping out natural habitats. As he learned more about nature, he decided to pursue a career in wildlife. In the early 1970s, Dr. Kress visited Eastern Egg Rock, a small island off the coast of Marine. Atlantic puffins had lived there 100 years earlier. Dr. Kress wondered if it might be possible to bring them back. He found Project Puffin and used imaginative techniques including thinking like a puffin to bring the seabirds back to eastern egg rock. As of 2014, the island had 148 breeding pairs. Project Puffin is sponsored by National Audubon Society, which works to protect birds, other wildlife, and their habitats. To learn more about Project Puffin, visit the program's website. Seeing puffins. To see puffins in the wild, remember that they are out at sea for many months each year. They are only on land during the breeding season. They'll mainly be found on cliffs and islands that are difficult to reach, but it's worth the effort if you can get there. Choose a place that allows wildlife viewing. Be careful not to disturb nesting birds. People may hike many miles to see puffins and only catch a glimpse of one or two. You may have an easier time seeing them on a boat tour. You'll probably be able to see them from a closer distance. Tour companies know the prime areas for puffins. They'll share interesting information about these birds wherever you travel to see puffins. Take binoculars and a camera. These little clowns are sure to amuse you and fascinate you.